People around the world struggle to overcome the obstacles in their life. There might be several issues that are bothering them. And this time, it's about food. In this article, we will unveil an ancient formula for survival. This method was used by our ancestors to survive in the worst conditions such as famine, drought, economic crisis, etc. Amazingly, these secrets are relevant in the current era also and will save your life in various situations. The Lost Ways book is written by Claude Davis. It has prepared more than 250,000 Americans for any crisis that might emerge in the future. These tips and strategies will never let you die and will save you regardless of the gravity or adversity of the situation. In other words, these techniques will enable common people like you to acquire extraordinary skills in unforeseen situations. You will become a Hercules who does not deter from his path. This is book named The Lost Ways that recollects how ancient people countered extreme situations without losing their composure. Read the complete The Lost Ways review to unleash your potential and become a savior for yourself and your family. Also, know how this book can benefit you and your loved ones. The Lost Ways book can be referred to as the ultimate survival guide. It has 2 parts, editions, that comprehensively cover each section pertaining to human survival from food to shelter. About the creator of the product, Claude Davis. Davis is literally the best person you need to hear from if your goal is to learn about making food that does not only last 5 days or a few weeks. He can help you power through the day with a food that can last an entire generation. His knowledge came from his grandfather that came from Ukraine. He came to Texas and stayed there to survive one of the hardest famine eras of all time. This was one of the few times that people actually survived because it was not just 1 or 2 people. It was a famine of all the United States and no one could help them except for themselves. After hearing about the time that his ancestors have been through, he decided to dig deep into the history of the people and how they were able to survive one of the hardest famine eras of all time. The result was shocking and brilliant at the same time. Claude learned the ways that his ancestors were able to live and sustain their weight alone by being strong enough to look for methods that would take them out of the famine. All you need to know about the product, The Lost Ways. One of the most important and critical things that decide whether you live or die is the ability to find or make food. The human body cannot survive 3 weeks without food, but this does not mean that would be able to go around doing your normal activities without food for 3 weeks. You will feel like you are dying by the 4th day as your body turns its reserves into ketones and you start to be in the ketosis phase. This very dangerous as your body starts to use the body's fuel for energy and thus making you weaker and smaller by the minute. The Lost Ways will actually help you gain insights into one of the most critical times that our ancestors have been through in their stories. In addition to that, you will also learn about how they were able to get their food, how they make it, and how it was produced to be in a way that would taste good and last for a very long time. You will learn all of this in addition to how you can use modern-day resources in order to make the best use of the food to last almost forever. The way that ancestors have been able to make remedies and how they were able to cure themselves of diseases and other things are also going to be exclusive in the book. This also includes painkillers such as mild opium. What's more, is that you will see how they were able to protect themselves from predators, how they were able to fend off attacks, and how sheriffs were able to protect and fend off the whole village despite being outnumbered. These lessons are actually not just from Davis. They are also by a lot of experts who read a lot about the history of how people coped in the hardest of times, making it alive and strong. These people are Shannon Azores, Mike Serson, and Susan Morrow, along with a lot of other references of some of the most knowledgeable people in the field. This is your #1 book on being a survivalist in the field. You will be able to go backpacking or bushcrafting into the wild with the confidence of a lion because you will know that you can make it out there alive and well. This will also contain a lot of herbs and plants that you should start growing in your home that will be free and easy to grow. These plants can do a variety of things such as helping you through the pain, helping you with some of the basic and even slightly complicated sicknesses in the world. They are very easy to make and they don't require any knowledge of plants in the first place. What you will get in the program? You will get a lot of components such as the best plants to grow for health and safety, how to survive a flood or famine, and even a guide on how to outlive an EMP. You will see the stories of people who have been through the famine and how they were able to go through some of the most powerful and unnoticed EMP. This power can get you and your family out of a very bad situation. You'll get into contact with what our ancestors did and how they overcame the challenges they had in the past. You can also create the rotation system for a very cheap price in addition to how to make the tools to survive. In addition to that, you can also get the stories of survivalists that went through the hardest times, how to make the food that will outlast you, how to create the rotation system, how to grow the plants for health and medication, how to heal your wounds, how ancestors made knives that don't break, how roundhouses were made for shelter and protection, how to create the basic hygiene care system, how to live the best you can in the past, how to purify water, how to find water, how to establish a wood-burning stove, the easiest ways to eat and cook foods plants you can eat. The advantages of the book. There are a lot of advantages to the book. You will find information that you cannot find elsewhere. This is because the book will show you a compilation of information that is exclusive to the writers of the products. In addition to that, you will get bonuses that complement the book with new information you never heard of. There are just a lot of skills that will make you a lot of time to practice and learn. These are skills that you will not find anywhere and you were not taught by your father. These are skills you need when bad things go down, and you won't truly appreciate the power of these skills and tricks until you get to be in danger and in situations that will require you to be the survival machine. Another great advantage of the program is that you will be confident in your ability and power to survive and overcome the situations. Final remarks. The power of this book is not now or tomorrow, but it's actually when you really need it. It's one of those pieces of advice you need to learn one time and you can pass it down to your brother or son. This information will make you a dependable one, as you will be able to take people from hard times. You can even learn how to survive by yourself and make the best of it, and how to survive with a group and lead it to survive like the sheriffs used to do to protect a whole village from all types of challenges and deadly situations. You don't really need to be an expert in any field if you want to learn the skills in this book. There are hard copies and soft copies for you to learn from, and they are going to make you the leader when time is of the essence. Click the link in the description below to get this book from their official website.